Have you ever heard
Good.
Dark Plagueis the Wise?
No, we are not restarting this.
Oh, come on. You started it, motherfucker.
Ironic. He could create life, but could not save himself.
Speaking of Star Wars, there's a bunch of weird, like, Legends canons where you can literally, it's called the transfer of essence. I was literally hearing about it when I was driving for AutoZone. Apparently, you can transfer your essence to a body.
Bro, I
So
just
you-
started the
that shit
recording.
that
I
Ray
didn't even
does?
get the intro in yet.
Oh, sorry.
We're just going. We are just
Okay.
going.
All right, fine. Take 3.
No.
All right, so welcome everyone to the Four Horsemen podcast. I'm joined again by Gavin, Nathan, and Jesse, and we have a guest with us here this evening, our friend Scott.
Hello.
You know who else has a friend named Scott?
Your mom? Question mark?
Someone animate that, please. Someone animate.
For the
Please.
Palpatine, please.
somebody Photoshop Palpatine with Muscle Man's face.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no. Better yet, somebody Photoshop. No. Better yet, somebody Photoshop Muscle Man with Palpatine's face.
Oh, Christ.
Much
You know what? F it. Everyone, somebody just
Darth Muscle.
Photoshop both. I want to see them.
Darth Muscle. You know? So,
Muscle
are we just
Palpatine.
gonna start talking about Star Wars? Is that what we're
Emperor
talking about?
Palpatine instead of Muscle Man.
I don't even really know what the freaking premise at this point even is.
Okay, real quick.
I thought we were gonna let me like shit ban about him not liking Dark Souls.
Okay, we can get into that. We can get into that here in a sec. But I have some announcements that I need to address. First and foremost, okay, so there will not. Shut the fuck up. There will not be an episode the first Saturday of June or the Saturday, August 18th. I will be out of town both of those days. Shut up.
The irony is strong.
So I'll be in Dallas in June for IEM 2023 for the CS:GO tournament with our team captain from WT.
Doxing himself.
What, Nathan?
He invited you to that?
No, he didn't invite me. He was going, and me and him had talked about this, or had talked about going together in the past, because I have family that lives near Dallas, so I was going to stay with them. And then it was, like, last weekend when I was editing the first episode is when he DM'd me saying, hey, I'm going, and I was like, yeah, screw it, let's just go ahead and go.
Well-known fact to me and Ben, but not to all people are listening, or if they're listening, me and Ben on the same CS:GO team.
Yeah, we were on WT's CS:GO team, which, by the way, IEM 2023 is the last official event for Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Because CS2 just came out.
Yeah, because, well, did it really just now come out, or is it?
No, it's still in beta phase right now, but...
Well, I know they shut down the closed beta system because...
Yeah, they are about to release it, I believe, next year, early next year.
Well, they said they were supposed to be releasing it at some point this summer, which made zero sense because after the beta, the only thing, like, they didn't do with it.
I can't wait for
Exactly.
Door Stuck too.
Oh my god. You know, that's actually the amount of times I have been just in casual competitive matches off camera, and the amount of times that people have referenced that on Nuke is amazing.
Dude,
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Someone's gonna make Door Stuck too.
It was either
I hope
Nuke
it's
or
so bad.
Mirage is
I hope
where
it's
that
so bad.
reference would happen.
It needs to be the same game.
Also,
I don't think Jesse and Gavin have gotten the chance to talk.
yeah, go ahead,
They've
you
been
guys.
silent.
Alright, I have no input on this topic really. I'm honestly just playing Minecraft and just listening to you guys talk because I've never played CS:GO at all.
Yeah, no, actually,
I've only
same.
played it a couple of times and
I'm just gonna get into it.
Yeah,
Okay, can anyone else understand the moon runes that Jesse's speaking? Like,
Just,
what-
no,
Mine's just
we
no.
cannot,
It's just
dude. You
me.
gotta fix
Oh,
your
is my
headset.
mic bad again?
Oh, it
Yeah,
is
you were
deep
speaking
fried,
in
my
a
friend.
separate
Oh
dimension.
no, he left. No, he's doing.
Welcome back.
He's
Nope.
probably
Yeah,
fixing his
yeah.
settings. He's
Yeah.
deafened real quick.
How do I
Hello?
sound now?
Okay,
Hello?
slightly better, but we can work
you
with it.
sound just ever so slightly better. Yeah.
Okay, here. I'll just switch over to my phone then at this point.
That's not my phone.
It is so
What the
weird.
fuck kind of laugh was that, Scott? I forgot Scott has this weird, like, witch laugh. It's been so long since I've talked to him, I forgot that he's done
Anytime
that.
that Jesse speaks, I just hear. He sounds like the character.
Oh god.
He sounds like Charlie.
He
Brown,
just
the
sounds like
teacher
he
from
just
Charlie
sounds like the
Brown.
teacher from Charlie Brown.
Wah, wah, wah.
One thing. Okay, so one thing I do want to talk about. I put it in our group DM. It's the
DM.
or no, it's in our one of our text channels in our server, but it's a video of a
Mayor.
British mayor being sworn in with Metallica as the backtrack.
Okay, I will say
Oh.
I want.
It was for
to say,
it's okay, so Councillor
It's-
Tom Coles walked into his appointment ceremony as mayor of Portsmouth, Southern England, to Metallica's Eye of the Beholder.
Real quick.
Okay,
real quick.
okay.
Did you say
Oh,
Portsmouth?
Portsmouth. I don't know how it's pronounced.
It's probably
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth. It's probably Portsmouth.
Probably.
I will say, okay, at least it's better than how Prince, what was his name? Prince Charles was brought in. Hip hip hooray! Like the free cheers for the king. Hip
Can I
hip.
say this?
There were so many
So,
many
there's-
people that were heckling him during that ceremony
There's an
too.
absolute cursed video, and I love saying this so much, where someone dressed up as the Grim Reaper during his coronation and walked in front
Oh,
of
I saw that video.
and
Oh,
and
yeah,
he
I
was
remember
the
seeing
Reaper
that.
at his coronation. I just started dying laughing. 'Cause
You're
here's
not the
thing.
only one who started laughing at that, because I remember
He is-
I was
he is
losing
not
it.
long for this world. He is not long for this world.
It's the same
Yeah,
thing as
he-
like who was it? Prince Philip that died like
He was a corpse
Last year?
until like last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
was a
it's like
corpse until
some weird
2021.
it was like some weird freaking necromancy that the Queen did on him.
Man was a walking cadaver.
Exactly.
Okay, you know that Prince Charles, whenever he turned like 50, was just like waiting for like 20 years for that to die. He was like praying to the gods every night. Please God, just let that dumb old die already, please.
Please, my lord.
As
let
the
that
local
lord
Englishman, I have to take great offense here.
Why?
Were you
Because I'm
actually
the local
British?
Englishman.
Okay,
Yes,
well-
my dad was born in England. Yes, I am English.
Okay.
well.
Okay,
so that
we
means that
can't
your
really.
teeth is bad.
Gavin,
Your
I'm
teeth
so
are-
sorry.
don't care.
I will do British accents daily.
Please, please.
No,
do.
my British
don't really
accent
care.
always ends up as an Australian or an Irish. I have no idea why.
It's
very hard.
Tuesday.
Okay,
It's
alright.
Tuesday, isn't it, Gavin? It's Tuesday.
Your northern English accent needs some work, my guy. It sounds Australian.
Okay,
Anyhow.
here's a good topic that that's actually on like the list. How we all met each other, because I've known Scott, Jesse, and Nathan since elementary, and then I think the first time I ever met Gavin was in 7th grade. Because I
No.
remember I think we had Mrs. Salinas together for it wasn't.
I didn't even move to Canyon until 8th grade, my guy.
I
Oh,
don't
okay.
remember-
So it was okay.
I
So
work
it
at-
was 8th grade is when I first met you.
Yeah. So I work
It
at
had to
AutoZone,
have been.
And
Yeah, you work at
Jess
AutoZone.
walks through the door.
I'm
Miss
sorry?
Salinas.
Oh.
Miss Salinas walks through the door. I didn't recognize her at first because I just want to say when I saw her, she was pretty young, pretty youthful.
Yeah.
You know. And
Mhm.
when I saw her, I'm like, did you teach at Canyon by chance? Literally, she said yes. I'm like, you were my history teacher to 7th grade. Dead straight to her face.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I vaped right in front of her. before
Oh, bro.
I bet you she knew that she failed right at that moment.
No, she failed at the moment.
It was in that moment. She knew. She f***ed up.
Oh god.
Okay, I will say, I don't remember how I met any of you. All
I
know
remember.
is
Okay,
that-
so I
don't
remember
know.
I met
I
Scott
know.
in either kindergarten or first grade, because that's when I met Nathan
It
and
was
Jesse.
first grade. It was first.
Because I don't remember exactly when it was, but I remember I met you three in elementary school. It was like kindergarten or first or second grade,
But
and then
Probably
we all
five.
met. Yeah, we all met
Oh.
Gavin in 8th grade.
Yeah, because that's when I moved there after my parents divorced. Just casual.
Yeah, well,
subtly bring that in. Subtly bring that in.
yeah, subtly just dropping that on us
warranted.
after like what
Yeah.
5 years of after like what.
Oh, God, no.
5,
I have a
6 years of
life
knowing you?
story that you guys don't even know. All right.
Save it for a bonus, man.
Heard. Can I say this because Scott is really into this and I don't know why? Hey Scott,
What
do
do you want?
you remember the copy pasta meme, the garlic bread wizard?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Garlic,
Yes,
garlic
the
bread
garlic bread
domain
wizard.
cleric.
Yes.
A garlic bread domain cleric. Level 1
No.
toasted. Toasted at level
Why?
1 you gain the ability to just feed people.
Why?
Here's the thing, I've been playing D&D with Scotty, and if you don't know what D&D is, it's Dungeons and Dragons.
I think
And
everybody knows at this point.
I
Yeah.
know, but there might be that one guy under a rock. But
That
Scott,
one guy or girl under a rock probably doesn't watch us, though.
Scott has literally mentioned that in the past over 200 times
It's so
I lost-
funny.
at 210.
It's so funny. Let's see. Toasted at first level, you have become a chef to appease your deity. You gain the proficiency with cook's utensils and martial weapons. If you already possess proficiency with cook's utensils, you may instead gain proficiency with either brewer's supplies or herbalism kits as you can provide a drink service or additional herbs and spices to your garlic bread. Additionally, you gain a cantrip control flames that doesn't count towards your number of known garlic or cleric cantrips to aid with your making of garlic bread. Disciple of garlic bread.
Bro, so there are some people in my old D&D group, which by the way we've disbanded for some weird reason. Unfortunately. But so some of those people in that groups watched the podcast. They watched last week's episode because we all do like sometimes collective streams because 3 of those people that I did that I was with in the second Phasmophobia stream, those 3 were from my D&D group. So we advertise and we promote our streams to each other, and so once I told them about the podcast idea that we had, one of them was very supportive, and then like I said earlier in our DMs, she might be able to do some art for us, and she said that if we need a guest, we can ask her.
This elusive she person is extremely this she person is extremely elusive apparently.
Only
Ooh.
Becky.
The secret of the she.
Well, no, then the fact that Scott just nailed that, they are gonna understand that, or at least one of them is gonna understand that reference.
Which one?
The whole rant that Scott went on about the
the
garlic bread wizard.
Garlic bread domain.
Yeah.
Scott
Mm.
memorized that.
Scott is the king of copy pastas.
You want me to, I know a lot of copy pastas. What
Do
did you
you-
just say to me, you little
No, do you know the,
Hold on.
Okay, wait, no, I got a good one. I own a
Hmm.
musket for home defense. Do you know that one?
Yes, I
I've
know
heard it.
that.
I've heard it. I don't know the.
I own a
can't
musket
recite it
for
word for
home.
word, but I know it.
I
I've
know
heard
I own a musket for home defense because that's what the founding fathers intended. Four ruffians break into my house. What the devil? I grab my powdered rig and Kentucky rifle, blow a golf ball-sized hole through the first man, he's dead on the spot. Draw my pistol on the second man, miss him entirely because it's smooth bore and nails the neighbor's dog. I have to resort to the cannon mounted at the top of the stairs, loaded the great shot. Tally ho, lads!
Fair enough.
Oh, I love that.
That
so
is the
much.
only copy pasta that I have remembered.
Let me look up a really good copy pasta that I really love. It's a classic.
Is it the paper round?
Okay.
Mhm.
So this is for the other 3 guys. All in favor of having Scott on more often. Aye.
Aye.
Don't say I. No.
Scott,
Okay, see.
I have to do this. As your DM, I have to make you do this.
Oh,
Fair
I
enough.
forgot we can do that to him.
All right. Okay. So my favorite copy pasta, the legendary Navy SEAL copy pasta. What the did you just say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids on Al Qaeda, and I have over 300
Al-Qaeda?
confirmed kills. I am trained in guerrilla warfare, and I am the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You are nothing to me but just another target. I will wipe you the out with precision, the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my words. You think you can get away with saying that to me over the internet? Think again. As we speak, I am contacting my secret network of spies across the USA, and your IP is being chased right now. So you better prepare for the storm, maggot. The storm that wipes out the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're dead, kid. I can be anywhere, anytime, and I can you in over 700 ways, and that's just with my bare hands. Not only am I extensively trained in unarmed combat, but I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to wipe your miserable ass off the face of the continent, you little If only you could have known what unholy retribution your clever little comment was about to bring down upon you. Maybe you would have held your tongue, but you couldn't. You didn't, and now you're paying the price, you idiot. I will fury
Scott
I
broke
will
character.
fury all over you, and you will drown in it. You're fucking dead, kiddo.
I
You
have
could
never
tell that
heard
Scott was trying to hold on and not break character.
It was so good. I can't get past the I fury.
Okay, I have to address what
top-
Scott put in general chat.
But
Why?
no, no.
Why?
Bungo's I would like to say what the
Why is that so funny?
Grab. So Nathan knows my obsession with the Terraria Calamity mod. That's one of the bosses.
Oh yeah.
He has
Oh,
made me want-
okay.
Sad. I am sad.
It's so good. By the way, that's me in real life. By the way, that bogus Vincent gif. You need to show that. You need to add that as a little representation.
No.
That's
I'm nothing.
I'll put it up on screen in edit once we get to talking about it. But
Bogus Vincent.
So, Scott, you know how I like to describe you to people, right?
Tell me. I've never heard you describe me.
yeah, this is our friend Scott. This is
so
what he
this-
does.
no,
He's
this
Scott.
is No, I like to describe people as animals.
A
That's
weasel.
not-
Oh, this ought to be interesting.
No offense, you're the human version of a weasel.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I've been told.
He just he just owns up to it. He doesn't care.
Also, his if we had to describe Scott as a color, his color is orange.
I am not the color orange. I'm like the color puke white.
No, you're pale orange. Just
Fair enough. Okay, fine. All right. By the way, I need to start.
record it.
I desperately have been wanting to yell at Ben about this all week, and I'm sorry to kind of take us off track again.
Go
but
ahead,
fucking-
because I know exactly what you're talking about
Ben.
now.
Ben, what is your problem with Dark Souls? Please explain.
Okay, so here's my whole thing about Dark Souls. And by the way, my parents just got home, so they may come into my room.
Your parents can get bogus minted, but anyhow, go ahead. Go
Oh
on.
my god. Okay, so my problem with Dark Souls is I do not have the patience for a game like that.
It's not. You don't need. Oh my.
Well, if
Okay,
you've
listen,
ever
alright.
if you've ever been in a CS:GO session with me, you'll figure out very quickly my patience runs very thin with certain games, which is ironic considering that I play Siege more now than I used to.
Okay.
Again,
But I
have to say-
grind Siege daily, and I have no issue with it. But for some reason, I try it with CS:GO, and I just lose patience within the first hour or so.
because you're bad. Cause
Bro, I'm actually better in Siege than I am in CS:GO.
What does everybody else think about Dark Souls?
it's a great game series.
I agree. What about you, Jesse?
I
Say
can't
you
have
like
an
it.
opinion because
I mean, don't get me
like it or else
don't.
you're gay.
I mean,
Say
don't
you
get me
like it.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. It looks like a very, very good game, and it looks like a game that I would enjoy if I had a better patience for games like that. For games that are meant to be difficult, and there's really no way that you can get around it.
Okay.
See, like
okay.
because if I had
wait,
if I had the patience for that, then yeah, I would
Gavin is
definitely
back.
enjoy that game.
I need to hear Gavin's opinion on Dark Souls.
I never left. I've just been sitting here eating my McDonald's, man. I am a fan of every game but one genre.
What is that?
We talked about this
Racing
last
games,
week, I think.
Sports.
Yeah, I fucking
I
hate sports and
dislike racing games, but I
can't.
do not. I will never say that I will absolutely despise racing games, but I do not like them personally.
I can't do sports or racing games. But okay,
I
allow
used
me to
to
make my
I
defense
used to
for
love
Dark
the
Souls.
I used to like the Madden series when I was a kid. It was that, and then the old college football games, and then the MLB stuff.
I couldn't.
But here, Ben, allow me to convince you to play Dark Souls, okay?
It's not
So-
gonna happen, but go ahead.
Okay, well, allow me to tell you my personal experience with Dark Souls. So I got
Alright.
Dark Souls like a year or two after it came out, and I only finished it like in 2020 because the pandemic and I didn't have to do.
Exactly.
But
Well,
I
yeah, none
finished
of
it in
us did,
2020.
because I remember in 2020 I unlocked everything in Mario Kart for Wii.
Fair
I thought
enough.
you were going a different fucking way. My bad.
But I finished Dark Souls in 2020, and I cannot tell you the feeling of going through. And I'm gonna say right now, Dark Souls is not that hard. Yeah, it's hard. Don't get me wrong, that is hard. You are going to die, and the whole get good thing just don't make no sense.
Get good.
But I think Dark Souls is a lot about like perseverance, and yeah, you don't you may not be patient, but just the feeling of I can get back up and like I'm learning is like what gets you through it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's and
And-
that was kind of the same approach that I did that I took when I did FNAF Security Breach.
Well, FNAF Security Breach is a bad game, so.
Well, okay. So, going back off of what the point that I made last week, I will defend games that I enjoy. Like if I stream a game frequently, it means I enjoy it. Now, CS:GO, the only reason why I stream that game is I can get content out of it. All right.
You deserve
Okay.
it.
That's the only reason why I ever stream CS:GO is so I can get content out of it.
As a man that has watched him do that, I fucking hate you.
What you mean?
Okay. Okay, I genuinely think you'd like Dark Souls. Yeah, you say you don't have the patience for it, but I'm telling you, if you like, as soon as you get into it, I think it took me until the Bell Gargoyles to really get into Dark Souls and decide that I wanted to finish it.
Well, and another thing is, if I stream a game frequently that I'm not actively trying to be entertaining with or entertaining for, it usually means that I've finally found a game that I actually want to sit down and play. And that, for a long time, for me, was Raft, because I did a load of Raft streams in the past. I would just, what I would do to relax, it would be like midnight or so, and I couldn't sleep, so I'd just get up and stream Raft for a little bit. I had a peaceful world, and I just went off and explored, and I'd stream and hopefully talk to someone. Baron was a common lurker in my chat, so I didn't have an issue with it. Because there were times where we'd interact with each other on stream and stuff like that.
well,
Well, really, the only thing that the biggest problem with me is, and I've noticed this, is whenever I play CS:GO, I don't really get mad at it if I don't stream it, because I feel like I'm trying to like be good and do good for the stream, just so like I can prove to myself, or so I can prove to everyone that no, I'm not in fact just complete dog shit at this game. I'm just a little bit like on the back side.
I mean, everybody gets that.
And
So
then
fair
I
enough.
just completely end up screwing it up. I end up losing my shit, and then I don't want to touch it for another month.
You know what we need to play then? Okay, I tell you right now, okay, we need to play on, if you ever get on Minecraft Bedrock and we play on some servers, I tell you right now, something like Egg Wars or like Bed Wars. you
Bed
gotta play
Wars,
against me.
I've
You are going to really hate yourself.
I did a Bed Wars stream not too long ago with an old coworker of mine. I think it was like back in March is when I did it. But it was
Did you do it on like Java or just on like Bedrock?
we did it on Bedrock.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, cuz
But
he
yeah, no,
played
I
he
tell you right
he
now,
plays
join
through
me
he plays
and
through
You're
console.
gonna hate yourself. Yeah, that's all I play through as well. So, but yeah, no, you guys gotta get on sometime.
But yeah, anyhow, that's just me trying to defend Dark Souls, but it seems it won't work.
Okay,
so
well,
I'll just
okay,
yell at
so-
you about it later. I'll just yell about it to you.
No, okay,
at
okay.
you about it.
Scott,
Okay, so-
I think
okay,
that I know
no,
how
give
we
me a
could get him
chan-
into this thing.
Give me a chance to defend Security Breach for a second.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, go ahead.
Okay, so hear me out when I go with this, because I've seen like the whole playthrough. The story makes absolutely no sense to me.
Dog.
Well, and it's not bad. The storyline isn't bad. It's an entertaining story that'll keep you engaged, but it doesn't make sense to me anyways as to where it falls in the timeline, so I can get an understanding as to what's happening, like what's happening in like a deeper meaning. Because really the only thing about the lore related about the franchise I know of is from game theory, and that's usually because I just have a playlist, one of their playlists on when I'm trying to work on something, like when I used to do homework and stuff like that. So
Did you just, bro?
Scott, what are you putting, dude?
I know that all too well. I can tell by the UI.
Scott, why? I saw that on I think it was like iFunny or something is when I saw that meme.
You know, Scott uses iFunny.
I don't use iPhone.
I use iFunny. I use iFunny and I post on iFunny, which makes it worse.
Okay. In defense of iFunny, I think the iFunny tag just makes memes like 10 times funnier.
Absolutely. You're way correct about that.
When I see an iFunny tag on a meme, I just go, oh,
You
this
just
is
see
gonna be
the
great.
watermark. It's gonna be great. But no, so well, and the biggest thing that struck me about Security Breach was the open world mechanic of it. That's what I loved the most about it, was you could explore and there were all these different hidden references to the past games.
I see.
And I remember the first person to ever tell me about this franchise was Scott.
I did. I was a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan
We
when I
were
was like
I
12.
remember we were in the 5th grade and it was God, what was our science teacher's name back then?
I can remember, dude. I probably have dementia, dude. Why would I remember that?
I don't remember either, but I remember she would tell us stories about how she used to live in the Philippines.
Yeah, no
But-
fucking clue.
But
Wait, the white one?
yes, the
Yeah,
white
I think
one.
she was.
She was 5B's science teacher. All right, so moving on, what was like the most BS, like what was the biggest, most bullshit thing that you saw like during high school? And I'm not talking about like the fight week thing that happened in the last week of school our senior year.
Senior
That doesn't
year.
count.
In senior, that I was putting bets that like everybody would get into like a like Hunger Games style battle,
You
and it just
were-
didn't happen. I was disappointed.
I knew you would be disappointed.
I was like ready for just like during lunch people to just go off and start beating the out of each other, and it just didn't happen.
It just turns into like this weird fight club scene.
I was ready for people to start being like flown off the rails and I was excited, and then it just
Dude,
didn't happen. I was like, "God damn it."
dude, you're describing the church scene from Kingsman.
I don't know. what
Kingsman Secret
is.
Service.
I don't know what that is.
Brother,
I don't.
it's British. It's the British version of John Wick, basically.
I haven't seen John Wick.
Jesse knows what I'm talking about.
This version of John Wick sounds boring as hell.
Bro, what you mean? I was seeing. Okay, so
I'm
No.
making fun of myself.
John
when I
Wick,
say
even
this
if
now.
it was made in Britain,
Oh, yeah.
has
Make fun of
nothing.
the British.
I'm not gonna be able to decode what that was when I'm editing
None
this.
of us can.
It's just gonna be this chunk
Yeah.
of audio.
That all that was that's all it was, so.
Yeah.
That's all-
We have found the McNasty of our group.
I my skills of just breathing in really hard. I could get into a death metal band. I'm
Oh,
telling you,
100% with
my
that
cousin,
ability.
My cousin used to listen to death metal, right? And I'm telling you, all I would hear was screams, and then he would start singing words. I'm like, what the are you hearing? When all I hear is, and he's like, yeah. And then he's like, I don't know, like he's just singing lyrics, and I'm like, what the, like there ain't lyrics, that they're just screaming at me.
I think the most bullshit thing that happened to me in high school was junior year algebra 2 class. It was around the end of the year. We had a unit test that apparently we were all supposed to do really bad on, but we all for some reason really did really well on it. No, I'm not sure
Why
if
were you supposed to do really badly on it?
I don't know, because according to our teacher, it was like almost impossible to get above a 90, and the class average was a 92, which led her to suspect that there was a class-wide conspiracy to cheat on this exam, which, keep in mind, there were there were sophomores and juniors in this class mixed. So there would be no existence of any class-wide conspiracy.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
Your teacher makes a pretty valid argument.
Well, okay. Well, then here's the thing. It was easy too. That was the problem.
I mean, like the Earth is flat, dude. I mean, like anything could happen.
Do not start with this. We know. Do not start this. You are gonna start.
Your teacher probably believes in ice walls.
You are gonna start like a firestorm in our comments section if you start spouting like that.
No.
Comment section. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Have y'all not seen the comments on our last
I'm
podcast?
telling you, I will make 2 separate accounts just to argue with each other in the comments now. But anyhow,
Okay. Speaking of real quick, there's an announcement that I forgot to bring up.
Good job, Ben.
Starting tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be beginning the process of getting us out on Spotify.
Why? Why Spotify? Want to break from the ads?
Okay, so the way it's gonna work is this system that Spotify runs. It's a podcast distribution system. So it's not only going to Spotify, it's going to all these different platforms to pretty much just create and grow our show.
Be on the radio?
No. It's a podcast, not a talk show, dumbass.
A talk show is on TV.
Well, let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you, Bill. I think that Trump is kind of. And then James Phillip or whatever the that late night talk show host name would be like, yeah, and then he'd like.
Oh no,
like,
I'm pretty sure. I think you're talking about. I think
go,
you're thinking of Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, like you'd have Ben Shapiro on the other table. He'd like accidentally on quotes like knock his cup over, and then everybody and then like laugh. Actually, let's say hypothetically, I'm your daddy.
I knew you.
Let's say hypothetically that I'm your daddy,
Right,
and that hypothetically you've been a bad girl.
How far have we gone so far? We're
Dude,
at 39
Scott, you don't even
minutes so
sound
far.
like him. You literally sound like Heath Ledger right now.
He does sound like Heath Ledger.
It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. And,
No, okay. Now you sound like a Heath Ledger. You sound like a Joker.
Batman, you don't understand me, Batman. You know, like you complete me and stuff. You know, like not like a way. Like I swear, but you like complete me.
He sounds like Joker. Okay, so you know what's funny is I was watching Badger's TwitchCon vlog, and that's when Bing went there with them, and he made a joke saying that he looks like Heath Ledger if he was still alive.
Oh, damn!
Well, you know what Jello said about him? He said Bing looked like Eminem if he didn't do heroin. So what the f*** are you putting in general now? What the
just gotta
hell?
release.
God, I'm gonna have
Brother,
I'm gonna delete some of this
why?
stuff out of this.
Go ahead. You're free
No,
to. I
save,
don't
save.
really care.
I'm saving the
Please,
Five Nights at
do.
Freddy's meme.
The I'm Five Nights at Freddy's.
Actually, wait, no, it's not that one. It's it's not
The
that one.
Bogus
It's the-
Vincent.
Yeah, it's that one.
Bogus Vincent. You have to put that one in the video. I will watch that video.
You gotta DM it to me so I can save the image file.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways,
Cringe.
um, okay, so here's a good question for you guys, and I feel like you guys could give me a legitimate answer with this one. If you could remove one thing from the internet, what would it be?
Man in the jar.
Okay, I can agree with you. I can agree with you on that.
Okay. Are we talking like things like objects?
Okay,
or are we talking
so-
like women.
Okay, well, okay. First of all,
okay.
no.
That was a joke. That was a joke, by the way. FBI man on my computer. That was a joke. Anyhow,
Scott is like the most angriest out of the five of us. Let's be
I
real.
am the angriest. I am. The
Okay,
angriest.
so let me ask this in like two different ways. So, what is one thing that happened? First of all, what is one thing that happened on the internet that if you could take away?
The jar.
I can agree with Nathan on that.
Okay. So like, does it have to like be like related to us, or could it just be like anything?
It can be anything that has
Okay,
happened on the internet.
I would remove Tinder from the internet because the amount of like nice guys unquote that catfish people into like restaurants and stuff and do some
Oh,
like
yeah.
weird is immeasurable on that.
Wait, can I also do something because I know this will be funny. Can I just
What is
say
it?
Facebook?
Yeah, the Lizard Man
did-
app.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
So I thought the meme was Zuckerberg's a robot.
No. Zuckerberg's a
No.
lizard man. Have you seen that video where he has that sweet baby Ray just on the shelf in the background?
No.
Dude, he is a f***ing lizard man. You cannot tell me that man is actually human. He is a f***ing lizard man.
People know he's not human. Come on.
We're slandering Zuckerberg.
I'm gonna send the picture of Mark Zuckerberg with the sweet baby Ray's sauce in the background.
It is so dumb. They're like
Sweet.
Put it in
Baby Rays.
put it in references. Put it in references.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, put it in references. That's what that's for.
Fucking.
wasn't that like to an address to like the courts and stuff?
I have no clue, but man, like here's a few images where he just has sweet baby Rays everywhere. This man is a lizard, and no one. This man is a plant by the government. Oh my god, it's weird.
One thing. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
that. Just everywhere. He has sweet baby Rays in a bookshelf, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
That's a overlord for you.
Look, you could he has like bags under his eyes in the first picture too. He's so tired.
Oh my god, I can see that too.
He's so sad. Cat, you come here.
Okay, hold on.
He's worse than me sometimes. And that says something.
Anyhow, hello, I'm back.
That is kind of a bit.
My cat is kind of a yeah, but yeah, he looks so tired in that first image. Sometimes I feel and then I remember that
I
he's
just
a
feel
I go,
bad for the man. There's
No, he's not even a man. He's a lizard, dude. I'm telling.
There's
Skin changes color in between the
The-
pictures.
the one thing that I would take off of the internet has to be the weird Bella Delphine thing that happened.
Bro, that game.
The Belle Delphine.
Just OnlyFans in general, sort of thing, or just
Okay.
the person.
Okay, well, it's okay. So like the weird shit that I see on Twitter that like involve her because of what she did like 2-3 years ago, like what she did all those years ago, I wish got deleted so that way I wouldn't have to see the aftermath on Twitter.
Too bad.
Fair enough.
Too bad.
Because
Didn't
there
she
was
do,
a
didn't she do like a public photo shoot where she was pretending to get like or something like a year ago, and that like spawned a bunch of controversy?
I
Props.
don't
She got, like,
think
kidnapped?
so. I don't think so. But there is a reply from someone. There was a dude that I think either I reposted or replied to. But it's Bella Delphine. Yeah, here it is. Stanley NPC. This was from March. It was from Finster. It was a tweet from Finster laying in bed with Bella Delphine.
Wait, isn't he like Randy?
I think so.
Yeah, no. Finn is a trans person. Yes.
Yeah, and then Okay,
Finn
so
is kinda
what-
Hot, though.
So Stanley NPC like quoted that tweet and said, "What the kind of timeline are we living in?" And I reposted it. It was like, I didn't know the story behind it. I just thought it was weird. I didn't know that Finn was trans. I didn't even know who that was until now.
He's the famous
Finster.
streamer, man.
Yeah, they used to stream like a bunch of Minecraft, and they
Well,
would like,
they
pretend
only-
to be a girl. On,
Well, the
in their
only
videos,
only trans content creator that I'm aware of is Toby on the Telly.
Oh,
Who the is that?
Mischiefs.
Yeah, from the Misfits.
I miss that
No idea.
hard.
Dude,
No idea. Anyhow.
they're still going strong, which I absolutely love. And Raccoon Eggs is back, by the way.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
How does Scott know about raccoon eggs?
The better question is how does Scott know about Raccoon Eggs but not know about the Misfits?
I mean, I know about the Misfits.
Do you know who the goons are?
No.
You uncultured. Urgh.
I know what Lunch Club was. I miss Lunch Club because Schlatt was like the thing that kept Lunch Club together.
Dude,
Dude.
Stampy's still uploading in like his Lovely World. We talked about this last week.
Dude, that bothers me, dude. I miss Stampy. I miss the old days. I want to be a child again, man.
I still watch his old I still watch those old videos just for like nostalgia purposes. Cause what I'll do is I found
cry.
not too long ago an old playlist with all of his old Lovely World videos on it.
All right, I'm getting sick of this conversation.
No, what I would do is I would like put my earbuds in and then I would just listen to it and fall asleep. Like, and it's like one of the greatest nostalgia trips ever.
Okay, not to judge. That's kind of weird.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Fuck you, India. You know what? Fine, whatever.
I think that's judging though.
When I'm calling that weird, that's weird. That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
another thing. Scott's like
Weird is
the
weird.
Okay, yeah,
when-
maybe Scott has a point about that.
Scott does
Yeah,
have a
I am-
point.
I
Scott
am
does.
the weird kid of
Scott
the group.
does have a point. Scott is the weirdest out of like the 5 of us in this group. If he thinks something is weird, it's definitely weird. There's like
That shit
something
is
wrong
weird.
with that.
Is weird.
Like, we could take Scott to a bar, he would be able to identify red flags in every girl there.
Every girl and man, dude. Fucking
Exactly.
fuck.
Could be the guy that's like, okay, Scott, really, is he a good fit?
Is she a good? I mean, like,
No, for
Scott's gonna be our Scott's gonna be like our scout, y'all scout for
I'm
when
your
you guys start
fucking
dating
wingman.
again. Not
I'm
even your
the
wingman.
wingman.
They're just gonna take you to a bar and then just have you scope out women and just have you like give them info on whether or not you should talk to them.
No, I'm probably not gonna go to a bar to pick up women. Are you joking?
yeah, that's just like a way to get
that-
like falsely accused, dude.
Exactly.
Either that or it's something that you
I'm
don't want.
already at a bar.
Yeah, you get robbed or some.
Not even
That is
that.
the
You
easiest
just
way to
get like
get
fucking
bar.
chlamydia or some.
What is this, Cardi B?
Oh god.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. I don't know if Cardi B gave chlamydia to the people that she had sex with. All I know is that she would like drug them and then like steal from them. So
Whoa.
you know, that's true though.
Yeah.
That is the first time I have
She-
heard this story. What?
She admitted to it too.
Last year, she admitted it's like, oh yeah, I used to do that.
Yeah, she used to drug and then steal from people that she had sex with.
Bruh, and people still like her?
Yeah. Really quickly, Cardi B calling you out. Come fight me. Come fight me. Here's my address. Okay, full name, address, and social
I would
security number.
We
Come
still
fight me.
I still remember your like your full-fledged
Yeah.
full name.
Okay, what is it? You can cut it out of the video. True.
Bro, I told you.
What was Nathan saying?
Scott has the same name, but his is weird because he has an E in it, and
I do have an E in it. I do.
No, I
I have a
I have a topic. Well, go ahead, Scott. You can
What
go
was your
ahead.
topic?
No, because this
You go, short man, go.
this is probably going to be our long. First of all, don't bring that energy here.
Yeah, it's already been here, man. You don't have
Yeah,
to bring
Nathan
it.
brought it here last week. All right, you don't need to bring more. But no,
Exactly.
this last topic that I have planned out is probably going to be our longest one and our most, I believe, in depth. So we should go ahead and get on with Scott's question first, and then we segue into that last topic, and then we'll wrap up.
Well,
All right.
I'm gonna be very honest. I forgot.
Well, Scott,
I genuinely forgot my question. I'm gonna be completely honest right now.
okay.
Genuinely, just fucking.
That's
All right,
crazy.
so we'll just get on to our final topic. What are y'all's thoughts and opinions on like AI art and the generators that create them?
You know what?
Because-
they don't claim it as
What like GPT chat?
Okay,
completely fine.
no, not GPT chat because like I've used that for like help on essays and stuff
I-
like that. I have no issues with GPT chat. My
Wait,
issue. Go ahead.
Wait, you said you used it for college essays?
Yeah, I used it for like. Okay, so what I
Self-report,
okay, so what I did was I never used it to write out a full essay. I never did that. If I wanted to add something, I'd in the prompt box, I'd put a little bit of context of what I already had, and I'd have it generate a couple of responses so that way I could pick the closest one that I could use and edit and add to it.
So
I have no problem.
That's interesting.
I have
Like-
no
like,
problems
I get that,
with
I
like.
get all that.
I have no problems with like using Chat GPT because I think it's very helpful with. 'Cause again, it's very helpful for me with like my essays and stuff like that. The actual art generators, I have a problem with. Because and a lot of these points yet. Yes, you can make a connection between us and this topic and the topic that Distractables did. And this is a point that they made, but I agree with it. You can train these AI generators off of pre-existing images, and you can give them a prompt, and then they can create an image from that style of the images that they were trained on.
Yeah.
I will say,
I was just listening to that one by the Distractable guys.
Well, in a perfect example of this too, and I think it was Bob who brought this one up. Have you guys ever seen those AI art images of like it's a picture of something, but it has like a really blurred out like part of it that looks like a Getty Images logo?
Yeah.
It was trained
Yes.
on it. That tells you that it was trained on Getty Images, which is a copyrighted company. So, and don't get me wrong, like I have no issue if these are like legitimate sites that their systems have zero AI prior training and they're coded to generate something at complete random given the prompt and it creates these things. If you can prove that, I have no issue with using it because like
Actually, Ben,
well and I'm very divided on this Because
Can I say something to you, Ben? That actually is a very common thing with people who use AI,
yeah, what's up?
generated art. So AI generated art, it has no soul. That's the true point of it. It takes what it can find online to, figure out what it can make, and it just combines all of them. So
Well, right, and
it's not-
in the whole argument of like, with the whole argument of like freelance artists, and bless their souls because they're trying to make it with advancements in this type of technology. They're trying to compete with a system that can think on its own and work much faster than they can.
Can I just say one thing? Because I
Well,
I love
in-
just saying this. AI voices, best choices.
Dude,
Like-
okay, so my favorite thing, and I guess this isn't really technically AI technology, it's more of deep fakes. But have you guys seen the videos of like all of the presidents playing Wii Sports together?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Those ones are fun.
Yes.
Star Wars
That's
version
that
of AI.
that's like one of my favorites. That's like my favorite version of like a deep fake. Well, that's my favorite version of a deep fake like series. My favorite deep fake meme was somebody took the 313 freestyle from 8 Mile and put it over Joe Biden talking at a 2020 presidential debate.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
I-
I saw that one.
That's
I
my
have
that is
two-
my favorite that is my favorite internet deep fake of all time.
I have one point about the whole AI art thing and like the fakes and stuff, and I have one point about Joe Biden because I really want to really out. But my opinion on the whole AI art thing is it's interesting because it's like AI that learns and stuff.
Yeah,
I have no issue with it as long as you're not using it to like steal from, because like I'm on Twitter a lot. I'm like big in the Twitter like artists and VTuber sphere and stuff. And one thing that I noticed is that a lot of artists and stuff have a lot of anguish and grievances with the AI art community.
right, because it's
because
being trained on pre-existing images.
Well, not just that, but it's all like people will take like people who use AI art are taking commissions for it.
Right, that's the biggest problem that's facing these freelance artists is because you have people who are getting paid to create AI art, and you have people who are doing
That
freelance commissions now.
can be made in seconds.
Exactly, but imagine if this gets out of hand, which knowing how well our higher ups in our government are good at regulating this stuff, it can get out of hand very quickly. However, this is still in its in my opinion, it's still in its conceptual stage. So I have a feel so here's my, I guess, like my little theory about the whole AI art thing. This is why I'm so divided on it right now. Yes, it's bad that it's being trained on pre-existing images that are already out there right now, and yes, the majority of them are copyrighted, and yes, a lot of these
that's
people
not
don't
my
get the
issue.
and another thing
issue
is these
that
people aren't
are
getting the
using it
credit.
to-
Right, and I get it. People are using this system that can create images like this in seconds that these freelance artists take days or weeks to complete.
I'll tell you why them using like copyrighted work to train an AI isn't an issue. For me at least, because like copyrighted work is used to train AI all the time. Like I have seen like videos and scripters and stuff use like copyrighted work to train their AI in order for it to learn much quicker, because it's just easier to train AI like that. So like I don't know.
Well,
why
yeah,
that was-
and it's cheaper too, and I understand that. If you're wanting to save money as a company or as an individual, you have that option. It's good to take it, but make sure you give credit where credit is due. That's my problem with it, is because a lot of these people aren't getting the credit that they deserve. Now, and I'm not saying that it's gonna be like this forever, because there's definitely at some point in the near future, these AI systems will no longer have to rely on learning from pre-existing images. They'll be programmed in such a way that they can truly generate a brand new randomly generated image. And that's what I'm waiting
Mhm.
for. And there's a lot of TikTok filters that can do that.
Obviously.
Well, and my favorite one is okay, so for those of you that don't know, there's a few filters in TikTok videos now that have AI systems built into them. So, and my favorite one is you'll tap your screen and it'll still frame and it'll scan what's in that still frame and it'll create an AI painting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, and I tried it on my tattoo and it looked really cool.
Cringe.
I don't know what Gavin and Jesse have to say about the whole AI.
Yeah,
but
you three, what do you guys have? What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Loving the silence over here.
yeah.
Yeah, this is,
I-
you guys are, y'all are giving us some riveting content here.
Thank you.
I know, right? It's just been
And-
amazing.
Well, I
Best here.
haven't been paying attention that much at
Dude,
all
okay.
to the AI.
Oh, come on,
part.
Jeff. You gotta
Okay,
be paying attention.
Okay,
I'll
everyone
say this
shut
right now.
up so
I'm
I
a
can
guest.
actually understand you guys when I'm editing, please.
Yo.
I'm a guest, and I've been carrying this episode. I will say that right now.
Okay, well,
the point of it,
freaking
guys?
Jesse's
Sorry,
doing fine. We'll change it to the Five Horsemen. How's that sound?
No, it's all good. I don't really care. I don't want to be a part of your podcast.
No.
I got to do on Thursdays. So I'm only free like right. On to my next point about Joe Biden. I'm assuming everybody saw Joe Biden's like speech after. Oh, it was like some event happened, and he had like the red lights in the background. That then changed to like hot pink. You guys remember that?
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh yes.
Okay, so Ben, for context, some like major thing happened. Yes.
Okay, well, brief interruption,
hello?
everyone. Brief interruption.
My bad. My family came in. I have to text my mother really quick.
Speaking of that, how's your grandparents doing?
Oh, they're
How's your
doing great. They're doing great.
Heck yeah.
My family's doing great. But so for context, Ben, the Republicans did something I don't remember, and Joe Biden went on a speech. It was like back in the like January. It would like just began this year, and it was back in. He goes up to the stage. It was like a national defense thing, and he has like these like ominous red lights in the background, and like two military members like standing behind him, and he talks about how like Republicans and members of are the enemies of democracy. And if you watch a CNN recording, you can see them live, like real time, change the lights. Like CNN edits the lights to be hot pink.
Are you serious?
No, I'm serious. I'll send you the video. Of
That's for Joe Biden.
no, like I'm not kidding. Like
Okay, I
CNN
think we
did
can
that,
all
and-
agree. I think we can all agree that the funniest thing that Biden has ever done in his career is fall up the stairs to the freaking airplane.
No. Him falling off his bike.
Him talking about the
Oh
Himalayas.
my gosh. No, okay, so there was something that Soup tweeted when that had happened. And it was like someone hitting a golf ball and somebody like animated the ball hitting Joe in the head and then him falling.
I'm trying to find the video of the thing. Okay, this
Well, you
is
can
gonna
find
kinda
it
be niche.
later.
I don't know if y'all I don't know if y'all watch anime or anything.
Of course I
Um,
do.
I think we've
Yeah,
already had
but-
this conversation, but
Not really.
Well, I don't
I'm not saying anything.
but One Piece. What are you guys' thoughts on One Piece?
No,
never really
Aw.
heard much about it, but
don't
Ben-
even try.
To that content, so yeah, I wouldn't ask him.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is watch One Piece. But
God's also just heads up.
yeah, I am a huge fan of One Piece. But,
yeah, Scott's the resident weeaboo in the group.
Lead it.
I am not the resident weeaboo. I am no weeaboo. I'm not even.
You're right, Nathan's the
I just
resident
watched
weeaboo. He's got a
Yeah.
freaking sword.
Yeah.
I'm also
And I'm the
biggest,
resident
Star Wars-
dumbass.
I am not the biggest. Yeah, I am the biggest Star Wars fan. I'll say this right
I
now.
am the unknown element here. Great.
Scott, Fursuit.
What?
Oh yeah, Gavin.
Mhm.
Nathan, what are your opinions on the art generators? We never really got much from you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you wonder why. I don't like personally getting into just art in general. Eventually, it's going to be a challenge of what do you want more? Do you want the human art or do you want the AI art?
Well, and there's
One of
gonna
them
be
will
there.
eventually have
Well,
to be
and
picked.
there's and another thing that needs to be taken into consideration is there are still gonna be people who like a certain art style of a human and are still gonna ask that same person to do commissions for them. So they're not gonna be completely
Why
screwed
do that?
over by this
They
piece
feel
of
like,
Why do that
technology.
if I could ask a robot to do it?
Well,
because of the human.
I don't know. Well, and it's another thing is you still get that human touch to it that AI is still never able to replicate. Because like, and it's the same thing
They
that
may not be able to replicate it now, but what is there not to say that they can replicate it in the future?
Well, it's a thing that it's a thing that Distractable have brought up in their artificial intelligence episode. Like there is a possibility that like AI could take over and like do its own podcast and everything, which I think is a possibility. But I don't think I do believe that there would be a group of people who would not accept that because and myself included, because there's one thing that you cannot recreate with AI, and that is genuine human emotion.
Actually, let me.
I would have to say very incorrectly about that because of
There's
how
a
human emotion works.
that that has done that.
Yeah.
Well, then have you guys heard about the Marine DARPA experiment? I'm assuming Jesse has because he was in the military and the Navy worked close with Marines.
No, not always, bud.
Jesse.
Not with everything.
Jesse. Is he gone?
Yeah, he's MIA.
Just like his career. Sorry.
He's
Bro!
now a POW.
Bro.
Oh, I'd love to join back at the wrong time.
Jesse, the question I was asking was, have you heard of the Marine DARPA experiment story?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you who need context after we're done with this, after we're out of this session, I'll send it to you guys.
All right.
What's one short topic that we can wrap up on? Because I think we're over an hour now.
What's your favorite lightsaber?
Probably well over an hour.
We're at an hour and
Lightsaber?
15.
Favorite.
Okay, wait, hang on. What's your favorite? Whose lightsaber was your favorite in the Star Wars franchise?
It's gotta be Count Dooku's. Count Dooku's all the way, dude.
You know
that was so cool.
I can see that for you.
I can see Scott like becoming a Count Dooku kind of character.
He was pretty chill.
He was pretty.
Okay, I gotta ask this before I give my answer. Are we limiting this to just the movies, TV shows, or are we doing like extended universe?
We don't.
If we're doing like EU, if we're doing extended universe, then the first guy to come up with the double-bladed lightsaber, whenever I don't know his name. But he was the Jedi who first. He came up with the first double-bladed lightsaber. It was a single-hilted, like a hilt for a single blade with two ends on it. And the Jedi have it and like locked away in like the Jedi secret Jedi vaults because it was considered like a very dangerous weapon, and so they ended up making the standard double.
Nathan.
Yo.
I think when I ran into you guys at Waterburger, I think I had talked to you about this. We had the conversation about the arc reactor powering a lightsaber, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so do you mind explaining how that works? Because I forgot how you explained it, and I feel like our listeners who understand what we're talking about would like the context.
So, as you know, or if you don't know, well, let me explain it to you real quick. The first ever lightsabers were called proto sabers. Basically, you had to have a battery pack to use the lightsaber because it needed so much power. That's what made it so unwieldy at the time. It wasn't finding the kyber crystal, no, because kyber crystal was a rare element, yes, but you can still find it. It's the energy source you needed to power it. That was the only problem.
Now, with an arc reactor, it produces so much power, you could actually build a lightsaber over a mini arc reactor. You don't need it full size. You can just make a mini one. It'll still produce enough power. The only problem is to find a focusing crystal or something to focus it into a blade.
So you have to find a way to like funnel the energy into making it form into a blade.
Exactly. But there has been multiple usage of the kyber crystal in Star Wars where it did not make a blade. A good constellation was the actually the spear. There was actually a kyber crystal spear once the not the Disney purchased Star Wars, but the Legends canon Star Wars. There was a bunch of Sith who actually used spears, kyber crystal whips, like just of the kyber crystal, which was very, insane at the time. Because
Okay, hold on. Wasn't the Death Star's like big laser powered by kyber crystals? Because wasn't that the reason why they were harvesting so much of it in Rogue One? Because they needed it to power. They needed it to power the weapon on the Death Star.
I believe that. I think that was what it was. I don't remember exactly. I never watched Rogue.
So
it was
what they were doing.
they wanted the crystals for the Death Star,
So actually,
but at the same time they wanted to get rid of all the crystals so that the only lightsabers that could be in use were those that were already
Right,
made.
because that was right after Order 66.
I have to tell you this:
Yes.
Death Star's weapon wasn't multiple kyber crystals; it was one.
It was just humongous.
It was a Sith kyber crystal that they have found and corrupted. Because back in the time during the Old Republic, the Sith actually worked under a basis not of the rule of two. They actually it was like a opposite of the Jedi kind of thing. It was like a mix between the Jedi and the Sith.
Yeah.
It wasn't till Darth Bane, I think his name was,
Yeah, Darth.
who implemented the rule of two.
Actually, the actual Sith code actually started with the rule of two, but under Raven, technically it switched over to a more Jedi focused thing because he both was the light side and the dark side.
Well, they had more,
Wasn't there,
they had more Sith in the Old Republic.
Isn't that like the same reason why Mace Windu's lightsaber is purple? Is because
Yeah,
according
because he had the access both the dark side and the light side.
right, well, I think it's according to like the lore of the movies. He like according to with like prior knowledge before the very first episode, The Phantom Menace. He uses both light-sided techniques and dark-sided techniques.
Mm-hmm. He used the seventh form because there's 7 forms of lightsaber.
There's actually 7, but continue.
There's 7, canonically, but
But you forgot about the 13 that come with forbidden techniques.
yeah, well,
I don't think we're
the one I
we're
know
not
that are 7.
we're not
Okay,
talking.
Those extra ones are called forbidden for a reason. No one uses them.
Okay,
Exactly,
anyhow,
which is why they're not
to be
referenced,
fair,
and which is why they're not
there's-
canonically referenced most of the time.
There's 7 canonical ones. Technically, there's 8 because there was an original 7th one that got forbidden. But Mace Windu made the 7th technique that we see him use. It's called Vapod, I believe.
Correct.
Because there was another technique that was the 7th that was forbidden by the Jedi Order because it did the exact same thing that Mace Windu did.
Oh.
It was very confusing.
Something. Hold on.
Scott, as I said, I am a Star Wars nerd. The 8th form was so deadly. The Jedi used it because it killed so many people, and the Sith hated it because it showed weakness, not strength.
Well, no. Oh, yeah. It was the form that you like turn off your lightsaber.
It like really quickly, and it was apparently hard to master because it was also hard to deflect because they will just turn that off and then just ignite it at your stomach.
You have to have like lightning quick reflexes. Mm-hmm.
In order to
Yeah.
evade it, yeah.
Also,
In order to use it in general.
fun fact about people who don't know Star Wars lightsabers, they're magnetic to each other. They
Yeah.
other. So if you have like a design like Kylo Ren's where it has the crossbar on it,
Yeah.
technically it would have so much force where you could not chop off one of the sides of the crossbar. Technically it was a vent, but it's considered as like cross guard on it. So
Mhm.
Okay, wait. So when you say magnetic, are you saying like they would bounce off of each other?
no, the lightsabers would attract each other. Like if they were going for like let's say you had a cross guard like Kylo Ren,
Yeah.
and you wanted to go for one on the side to disable the weapon, it would automatically attract to one of the sides,
Mhm.
the side that's vent or the actual blade.
Oh,
So they're actually magnetic, so they attract to each other.
that's cool. I did not know that.
Mhm.
Well, okay. So when you
because of how the weapon is made.
Okay, so here's the reason why I asked that question was, when I was a kid watching the movies, I'd see how they would bounce off of each other like they were actual physical objects, and I knew that they were beams of energy at the time, when I was younger, and I still know that now. But what I thought was the reason why they bounced off was because it was the same thing as putting like two magnets together with like a pot at the positive side and how they reject each other. I feel like that's
Actually-
how it would work.
I would like to say the reason why they bounced off each other so violently is because when you were a Jedi or a Sith, you would have to be trained in the lightsaber blade or with the Force.
Mhm.
Right.
So what would happen was, if you got trained with the lightsaber, mostly they'll teach you how to pull back as hard as possible because it can get stuck together.
Well, and another thing is like the actual lightsaber blade is weightless.
Exactly.
Like
all built.
it's a beam of magnetic energy.
Exactly. And that's actually why it holds that shape. And that's why the Darksaber is known as the most complicated POS around.
Right.
Because it has a sharp edge.
Well, also the dark saber goes off, it feeds off emotions.
Which is weird because
That's why it becomes heavy. With more dread and regret, the blade becomes heavier.
Well, I mean, almost every single kyber crystal is affected by emotions. That's how you bleed a kyber crystal. You pour all of your anger and hatred in to the point where you basically put it through torture, and it bleeds red.
Can we all agree that Scott is a Sith?
Yes, I
Yes.
feel like we can all agree on this.
I
No,
thought that was kind of established.
So
That was established years ago, dude.
okay, so what I found out, because I love just Star Wars, I just searched it up. So each color means a different status as well as meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Statuses are for green. It's a chancellor, a Jedi chancellor, which means more of a peacekeeper.
Right.
Blue-
If
Oh, go ahead.
I think, because I know like the main colors. I know that yellow was temple guards. I don't remember those were exactly were meant, but green and blue being the most common of the Jedi colors. Blue people who wielded blue lightsabers were sent to deal with Sith and more like, I spent like during the Clone Wars they were used as see more.
They were
Jedi with
used as
blue
what?
lightsabers on the
Your
battlefield.
They were used as what? Your mic cut out.
They're used as they're more head-on fighters. Most people
So they're like the
that
front
use
lines
a blue
guys.
lightsaber are trained. They're trained with like lightsabers and they're specifically to deal with Sith. Those
So
with, like,
basically,
the-
if you have a blue lightsaber, you're the special forces of the Jedi Council.
basically.
Okay, that's what. Okay, so now I'm actually have an understanding of where you're coming from here.
The
Cool.
yellow would represent the Temple Guard.
Which means the Guardians,
Mhm.
aka protect the innocent.
And then once again, bleeding your kyber crystal turns it red, which means you've poured
Hatred.
or hatred, anger, all
Which
like
is
a
like
bunch
all
negative
of the-
emotions. You basically
which
put
is
your kyber crystal through.
Hell, basically. Which
Mhm. You put
all
it through
are
torture.
things that lead to the dark side. Fear, anger, hate.
They're
Rage.
synonymous with the Sith.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So, purple, especially Mace Windu's, actually means balance between the dark and the light, which is a very fine line.
Fun fact, away from like in canon lore and like in universe lore, the only reason why Samuel L. Jackson purple lightsaber is because he told George Lucas he would not play Mace Windu unless he got a purple.
Exactly.
I remember seeing
And so
that.
and so so the entire so there was an entire for purple, meaning balance between the light and the dark side. Simply because Mace Windu demanded a purple lightsaber, and I think that's the coolest.
That is the
Yeah, but-
coolest thing about that.
Now here's the thing. There is also a light blue lightsaber.
Yeah,
which
I think
actually
there
does
is.
not burn hot. Yeah, there is, because here's the thing. It's the opposite of a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
It's not burning red hot. It burns ice cold. As the well used or the most iconic of the light blue lightsaber was Anakin Skywalker, and actually it meant peace and prosperity because he was meeting with what is it? Whatever her name is, Panda Bear, but
Padme?
Padme Amidala, yeah, but yeah, but
Also, sorry to cut you off. You can continue your point. I just want to like later on after we're done with this, talking about like lightsabers. I want to talk about episode 2 because there's something I noticed, and I'm
Well,
pretty sure people have heard like the bit. But
Okay, so we'll do that.
it's
We'll
funny.
finish this up. We'll go do that, and then that'll be a good point to wrap up on.
yeah, I got 2 more lightsabers, actually 3, but you know.
go on.
The dark saber or the black lightsaber is all of your negative emotions, not fully of hatred and rage, more of melancholy and depression.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the orange lightsaber was a very rare lightsaber at the time. Only, I believe, in the movies, only 5 carried them, and one was seated on the Jedi Council. It meant basically unwieldy like strength based
And what part is
Unyielding
this? I'm
strength,
sorry?
basically.
unwielding strength, which means they'll never give up, they'll never stop. It's orange.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Hashtag Ray should never have had a stupid lightsaber in the first place.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Now,
Hi, I'm Ray Star Wars. I'm gonna get a call from my mother giving me.
so the white lightsaber, it means the unwillingness to give up. It's obedience to a cause that is once dead. That's why Ahsoka Tano, especially in the later films, has a white lightsaber. It's because she took a corrupted Sith Jedi's kyber crystal and put hope back into it, believing that once the old days are not gone, they are continuing to live on, and I am the living proof of. And that's why white and black are the most rare lightsaber colors.
That's pretty cool. While we're waiting on Scott, I'll be right back.
Hello, I'm back. What were you guys talking about?
He is back.
Mother. Okay, do you guys
He's
mind waiting
back
for me for like
immediately.
2 minutes?
No,
Thanks.
What's going on?
we were just talking about the white lightsaber.
Okay.
Okay.
Did Ben just leave?
How far in are you trying to get on this? Because there are way too many colors.
Actually,
Yeah, there are way more colors than
let me
what we
talk.
could
Let me
mention
talk
right now.
about the light green lightsaber.
No, I'm good.
Basically, it meant. Never mind.
Can we talk about Palpatine's plan to kill Padme really quickly? I'm sure if you guys have seen like there's this one if you guys have seen this one critique video, he talked basically so I'll put you guys through this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys,
so,
I'm
so
back.
the Emperor wants to kill Padme.
I'm
Welcome
back.
back, Ben.
Thank you.
Right, but he doesn't want to do it himself. So he gets Count Dooku, his apprentice, to go kill Padme. Okay, go kill her. But he doesn't want to do it himself. So he hires a bounty hunter to go kill Padme. But he doesn't want to do it himself. So he gets his shape-shifting friend to go kill Padme. But the shape-shifting friend sends a robot to go kill Padme. And if you really want to take it down to breath text, the robot sends bugs to go kill Padme.
So it's just this
So the
entire
Who
ladder.
sends a man? Who sends a man?
Who
sends
sends a
shapeshifter? Who
shapeshifter,
sends a robot? Who sends
bugs.
to go kill Padme? To go kill Padme.
Can I say this? So,
Palpatine.
Yeah, I know, right? He didn't really order the clones. He did really. So the official story of how the clones were ever made, there is,
yes.
yeah, but is also made. It was also by Palpatine's old Sith Lord, Plagueis the Wise.
Darth Plagueis the Wise, yes.
And here's the thing.
I've heard.
So, have you heard about all the orders? Because everyone knows Order 66.
Yes.
I think I
I am
There-
familiar
there
with
are
Order
over
66. That is the only one I know.
There are over 150.
I know that one of like I think it's like Order 32, which is like worse than Order 66. It's like you round up like all the civilians on a planet and just. I know that there's an order like that, and that one's said to be like the worst, like even worse than Order 66.
It is Order 37.
Oh, okay. I was close.
Close enough. Yeah, you're in the 30s.
Dude, I'm gonna
But here's-
search all of these up later tonight and just read through all of them.
But here's
Yeah, no, the orders are insane.
nobody knows all of them.
Yeah.
They were so secretive that not everybody knew about them.
There's like I think there's like 10 or 20 orders that are known out of like the like 100 or so.
Yeah.
It is insane the amount of orders that we don't know that the clones. But I feel really bad if because there was one to like kill the Chancellor. There was one
What?
there were like a few, but one of them was to kill the Chancellor.
Was contingency orders? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they're like contingency orders. Yeah, like Order
I
66.
found-
But no.
I found 1
Just-
through 140, I believe. Oh, these are the.
good.
Okay, so these are the known orders that I've found so far.
But no, just imagine being like a Jedi general on a planet.
Order initiation.
And then going like by accident, just going execute Order 37, which I don't know how you do that by accident, but just imagine with me. You're a Jedi general on some like planet, right, full of civilians, right?
Right.
And then you go execute Order 37, and then out of nowhere, clones just start rounding up all the civilians and
Shit do happen.
and you don't know what to do.
Just be like, oh,
I think there was an order for the clones. Like, I think there was like an order that would just like have the clones just straight up. I don't remember.
87.
Hmm.
Order 87.
Mm. But yeah, there are quite a few orders. This is just like the Star Wars podcast.
The Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, this is
the Star
slowly,
Wars-
Yeah,
this
that's-
is slowly like devolving into just a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, there's 5 guys, but only 2 of them know about Star Wars, so the other 3 freaks just don't know what to talk about.
No,
We're
I'm
like-
just sitting.
Well,
I was just
quiet
sitting.
because
Damn, it got quiet. No, I was just sitting here
Yeah,
reading
it
through
did.
like
Go
all the.
ahead.
I was sitting here reading through all the orders
What do you mean?
from what I was looking at.
Yeah, I'll take an Order 10 with large extra fries.
Yeah.
Wait, does
Okay.
that
I just haven't been saying anything because I had kind of done some research on some of the other topics, and then we just kind of went way off of the topics we've chosen.
Fair
Take-
enough. Okay.
edits?
Last point. Favorite Star Wars villain and why? And it can be like specific. Like my answer would be 2003 Grievous from the, if anybody's seen the Clone Wars animated like TV short by Jack or by what's his name? He's the guy who did Samurai Jack. He did in 2003 to promote Revenge of the Sith. The guy who did Samurai Jack was commissioned to draw Star Wars, some shorts for Star Wars on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And General Grievous in there is a menace, and I think he's the best rendition of Grievous ever. And
If you're talking about like the more the animated or the animated series that looks more motion captured, which by the way is one of the coolest like animated series from Star Wars.
if you're so there's 2 series of Clone Wars. There's 2 versions of the Clone Wars animated. There's the 3D version and
Right.
the 2D version.
And the 3D
The
version
2D
looks like
version-
it's mocaps.
Yeah, the 3D version came out in 2008. And
The most well known.
yeah, it's the most well known of any of the Star Wars TV series.
Well,
It's probably like the best.
aren't both Clone Wars series considered canon in the Star Wars universe?
No. Anything that wasn't that they considered like whenever Disney bought Star Wars, they said that anything that wasn't in the movies and that wasn't in like Disney books for Star Wars at that time, wasn't canon, right? And
No.
then
About the Death Troopers.
yeah, the Death Troopers and stuff. Anything
my
that
phone.
wasn't, like the movies and like a few select books wasn't canon at that point. And I think literally, what's his name? Who made the Clone Wars?
I don't know, Scott. We take the Clone Wars.
I
That
don't
is
remember
a
his
good.
name.
Hey
He
Siri,
runs one of the more.
who made the Clone Wars? Give it 1 second.
Let's go, Scott.
That is not what I
Most-
asked.
Pong Krell,
Yeah,
but all the clones.
Yeah, Pong
Hey.
Krell.
George
Yeah, fuck
Lucas was the supervising director with Dave Filoni at the helm. Clone Wars
Dave
took
Filoni.
place in the
Dave
Dave
Filoni.
Filoni. Dave Filoni.
So, Dave. Oh, what was I saying?
There's
I
something
think Dave
about-
Filoni like literally had to ask Disney to make because they basically canceled the Clone Wars whenever Disney bought it, and Dave Filoni had to ask them to make it canon so he could continue it. But
Because
the
he didn't want to
the-
give up the project.
yeah, because Clone Wars was just that good. But the Clone Wars I'm more in tune with, like my favorite rendition, the 2003 version made by Gendy Tartakovsky, the guy who made Samurai Jack, and it is the reason why Grievous is my favorite.
Doesn't he like kill a ton of clones in that one scene?
He kills a shit ton of Jedi and a shit ton of clones. I think in the scene you have Master Coyote Mundi and Shock T and Ayla Sakura, as well as 2 knights and 1 Padawan. So that's 6 Jedi. And only like 1 master, they like the 3 masters make it out alive, but 2 of them are in critical condition.
We
And
had
only Coyote Mundi gets out unscathed, and like barely unscathed in the 2003 series.
I think we had this conversation at the beginning of this episode, but I'm sticking with my answer previous, which is Darth Vader. And
enough.
the old trilogy Darth Vader.
Old trilogy, original trilogy. Well, Darth
James
Vader's the only.
James Earl Jones era of Darth Vader is my favorite.
Technically, as like Star Wars cartoon, technically no with Darth Vader.
Oh,
He does appear.
so fun fact: Carrie Fisher and James Earl Jones had never met on the set of the 4th movie. It wasn't until the 5th movie when they actually met in person.
That's cool. Yeah, no, because the guy who did Darth Vader for all 5 movies, brilliant, and so I think they had James Earl Jones voice over for the first movie.
The
over
first
the-
movie.
o- over
Well,
the
then,
original
I
actor's
saw
lines.
a video of it was interview with James Earl Jones. He said that recording the voice for Darth Vader in the 4th movie only took like 15 minutes, and that was it.
Because all the lines had been recorded. All
Exactly.
the lines were there. He just had to say them.
Exactly. He just used his normal voice, which
And
was
then-
which was awesome. And even then, like, okay, so picture this in your head. You're 6 years old. Actually, no, let's go back a little bit further. You're like 4, 5, 6 years old. Who would you want to listen to read a book? Your English teacher or James Earl Jones?
James Earl
Can I,
Jones.
can I get a third option real quick?
What's up?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, dude.
Ewan-
Original Obi-Wan?
Oof.
Dude.
Original Obi-Wan.
I would so listen. I would
Original
rather
trilogy
listen to the
Obi-Wan?
original Obi-Wan.
Okay. Here's something that this is our listeners can engage with. Who would you pick? Who would you pick? New Age Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, the old man version, original Obi-Wan Kenobi, or James Earl Jones Darth Vader?
Oh, dude, that's gonna be a massive split between Earl Jones and regular, like OG Kenobi.
Good old Ben Kenobi, dude. I gotta pick Ben Kenobi.
The only reason why I included Mark Hamill is because he's done so much as a voice actor. He's done Joker.
Mark Hamill.
Well, not even that. He did Joker. He's done so many different Joker voices because he's voiced Joker in
Because he's the Joker.
the Arkham series. My most
Not gonna
memorable,
lie.
the most memorable version of the Joker that he's voiced was in The Killing Joke 2016.
I like how we said that this is supposed to be like the last of our points.
Okay, yeah, we're wrapping up on that. We're wrapping up on Mark Hamill Joker.
Alrighty.
All right,
That was-
so
I feel bad for the other two because
Just like a video game and
Gavin's just in his own
Yeah.
world. They did this last week too, so don't feel.
Well, okay. For the past 2 days, I've been having heart problems and stuff.
Oh,
So when I go silent, it's me trying to catch my breath. So sorry, I'm not talking as much as I was last
it's all
week.
good.
It's
all good.
cool. We still got got a bunch of good together, so I'm happy with it.
hey, if you don't have the heart for it, it's fine.
I expect
Bruh!
this episode to be like only
You
like,
know what, Nate?
a few minutes
You're
long
sucker.
because of
Nathan,
I-
brother.
I made that to an actual patient that was waiting on a heart transplant list. I'm dead serious.
Dead
Sounds-
ass.
I'm
like
dead-
you, honestly.
He was.
That
He
sounds
was
like you.
I was talking to an old coworker who's on a heart transplant list, and the alarm went off on her because we forgot to scan it and demagnetize it. So we said, "Oh yeah, it's just good. Just walk through it." I'm like, "Well, she wouldn't have ran. She doesn't have the heart for it."
Brother.
And they just looked at me. It's like, "Did you just make that joke?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, I did.
Okay, alright, I'll take us out. Thank you everyone so much for I'll lead us out. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Scotty, thanks for coming on and hanging out with
all
us
good.
for an hour.
It's all good, dude. I'd love to come back if y'all ever have me again.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you back, dude.
I have some life stories and some shit I can get into. Dude.
I just
Fucking
realized we
weird.
never got into how we started calling him Scotty.
Oh, that's
It's
just
just because I
No,
asked you.
no, that's what I was saying. Like the topics of how we met and stuff. Like one person answered, and then it was like, okay, now we're doing this.
know what's funny?
Like, no one got
I
to
told the
talk
story. I
whatsoever.
just forgot to mention how we
Well-
gave Scott his nickname.
Well, that's just it's kind of a simple answer. I just asked y'all to call me Scott, and y'all did.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
I think it was like senior year. Jesse started calling you Scotty, and we all just followed him. And you didn't care, so
No,
we
I-
kept going with it.
I called him Scotty way before senior year.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, I think I called Scott Scotty on probably multiple occasions before that,
I think really when
and then it just was like,
when I first picked up on it,
Hey,
it was
uh,
senior year.
Guys, real quick. I just want to say this. This podcast was sponsored by HelloFresh.
Yeah.
Well, enough about the HelloFresh
Shadow
joke.
Legends.
Use code horsing around.
Express
for-
VPN.
Oh my
Order?
gosh, you guys.
NordVPN.
This podcast was sponsored
Okay,
by
legit. I'm
Make sure to
asking
get your
y'all.
cheap milk at 10% off.
Nathan,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Let Scott talk.
Okay. I will say if y'all ever get like an ad read, please let me do y'all's ad read.
Dude,
I feel
literally have
like
experience doing ad
I'll have to do the ad reads because like this is all under the account and everything is all under me, so I think that's how that'll have to work. But anyways,
No. Like several podcasts have like their own like different members do it each week, but I would so love to do an ad read because I can be fun.
all right.
as-
Well,
as
we're
an
gonna go
actual
ahead and go out. Oh, fine, Nathan.
I
Make
have
your
to
last
ad
thing
read.
and then we'll good.
Wait, what?
Make your say what you're gonna say and then we'll head out.
So, people who don't know, at WT, there's a radio class you can take where you have to do podcasts, you have to do radio time, and you have to make a promo. I have done all three. Let me do the sponsors.
That's assuming if we get any in the future, given how like out of
Dude, Great
control.
Television will get.
That's true, but we have to be big enough to be considered to be sponsored by those guys. Anyways,
Fair.
anyways, for the record, you guys could help us get to that by following and by subbing on YouTube and following us on Spotify once we get this bullshit show up there.
Need a break from the ads.
Okay,
break,
I
yeah.
knew that was gonna come. Next week, I am turning on my soundboard and I will play that sound if someone says it.
Need a break from the ads? Question mark.
Listen to a 10-second ad to get 30 interrupted minutes of music.
I think
30
I have
minutes of
that.
uninterrupted
I think
by ads.
somebody added that somewhere.
Need a break.
I don't have it. I don't have need a break from the ads, but I have.
Spotify Premium. No, you did not just.
I
also have.
God, why is that loud? Why is that so
I
loud?
also have that.
Okay,
Because it's a
let's
soundboard.
not mess with the soundboard right now because I'm still going. Anyways, we've been the Four Horsemen. We're out. Bye.